Welcome everybody to a World of Tanks replay. My name is Maxwell and today's replay is from the user Hawks 1997. That is Hawks 1997. He's driving the RU-251 on a standard battle on the Hidden Village. RU-251 being a tier 8 light tank for the Germans. Really good light tank, in fact. Has great speed. Some of the best top speeds in the game. Fantastic agility and maneuverability. Its acceleration is phenomenal. It also has a great little cannon to go with it as well. In fact, if we take a look at the stats of that gun, average damage 240, penetration 190, and a great reload speed as well. This thing's not only able to scout and maneuver, but it's also able to brawl and duel with the best of them. This thing tends to play a lot like a flanking, attacking medium tank rather than a light tank. So straight away, Hawks headed straight up the centre to see who he can spot out. Realises that he doesn't really have the support of his team, so decides to back out of there. Leaves the T-49 to play advanced guard there, but he decides to fall back. As you can see, the enemy team is pushing a lot of tanks through the village in the north there. So Hawks deciding to fall all the way back in order to take up a position where he can fire down on the village relatively safely. Quite a few allied tanks stationed in this area. Lands a great shot on this IS-8 here. Waffenträger Panzer IV allows him to maneuver out of the way. Lands another good shot on this IS-8 here. Waffenträger retakes his spot. Lands another good shot there, this one on the M46 pattern. Although the enemy team is pushing through this location very hard. It looks like the Allies are just in a great position to pummel them. Just got to get a couple more shots onto this M46 pattern. Unfortunately, that one just bounced there. The Jagdpanther is now taking fire. Somebody is able to take out the M46 pattern finally. The Jagdpanzer is deciding to back away as he's taking too much fire. Waffenträger Panzer IV also taking fire, so instead of falling back into cover, he decides to charge forwards. The best defense in his eyes is a super aggressive offense. And an unlucky 0 damage critical on that T-54 as his ally in the Jagdpanther explodes to his left hand side there. And the Allied and the enemy team perfectly tied now, 5 kills to 5, although the enemy team absolutely has map control. They control the whole village to the north and everything up to the centre point on that left hand side as well. Allies kind of hemmed in a defensive position here. Trying to get some hits on the T-54E1 auto-loader. He's now backed off, so almost certainly going to be reloading. And now they're just going to have to play the waiting game. I was going to say they can't afford to push out, but Hawks apparently decides what they can and can't afford to do. Takes a shot from the left-hand side, but he's deciding to come back in here and offer some help to the artillery. But maybe not so altruistically for the artillery. He's deciding to maneuver and get himself into an alternate firing position where he can hit the enemy tanks from a different angle, as they were completely covered by rocks and buildings from one side. So Hawks repositioned here to fire at them from a different direction. Still got a T-54 and an AMX-1390 in that village somewhere. The AMX-1390 probably quick enough to relocate to another area. That T-54, though, if he makes a move, he's almost certainly going to get spotted by the Waffenträger Panzer IV. Although that may not be a problem for very much longer, as the enemy team is taking this opportunity to push in very hard from that left-hand side. Got a Jagdtiger as support there. And this E-50, everybody just trying to hold the line. Got to be aware that they could be getting flanked from this right hand side, as the only early warning they have over there is that artillery, and as you can see they are well entrenched in their position, so they're not going to be spotting anybody. Hawks and the E-50 falling back just a little bit in order to draw on the enemy team a little bit further, so that their artillery can help them out. They are in no rush to push out and fight this battle. Waffenträger Panzer IV threatening. Hawks decides that enough is enough and falls back. Going to try and cover off this left-hand side. Maybe try and flank the enemy team. But does know this T-54 is in here somewhere. Spots him. Lands a great shot. Going to try and get into cover. Does take some damage from the T-54. He's going to dies. Brings him back to life with the medical kit. And then takes out the T-54 for his first kill of the match. 2,500 points of damage and 1 kill. He's been playing an absolutely awesome tactical game so far. Positioning has been phenomenal. Relocating at the right times. Looks like the enemy artillery is now playing counter battery, as all of the allied artillery is starting to fall one by one to the enemy artillery, who are playing a fantastic game so far. 2 kills apiece. And this is going to be a real uphill struggle for the guys remaining. The E-50 is deciding to go through the village. He spots out the AMX 1390. Hawk stops his travel to try and land some shots onto him. The E-50 missed. Hopefully they can take him out, because he's going to be a real bother to deal with later. Takes a shot from the front from the Waffenträger. Got to play it carefully now, as he's only got 14 hit points left. Even a glancing hit from this Waffenträger Panzer IV will be enough to take him out. Beautiful shot to set him on fire there, but the fire extinguisher kicks in. The E-50 lays in some damage as well. And the Waffenträger Panzer IV decides to go for the easy target of the E-50 rather than trying to out-traverse the RU-251. He gets taken out, and that's kill number 2. But at this point, Hawks 1997 is all alone. The AMX 1390 did fall in the end, but the Awful Panther is in and around their base. And the enemy team still has 3 pieces of artillery. Awful Panther only got 65 hit points. But Hawks in the RU-251 only has 14. So they are both a one-shot. Hawks not really wanting to move in. Finds the Awful Panther out in the open. Could only see his turret though, and that snapshot missed. Artillery shells starting to land now, so Hawks is going to have to be really, really careful. Another one lands. That was very, very lucky not to do any damage. Well, it actually did. Left him with 6 hit points. Awful Panther takes out the building, and that gives Hawks the opportunity to take him out for kill number 3. He's only got 6 hit points left, which means even a very, very distant splash damage shell from this artillery will be enough to take him out. Now he's going to have to play patiently, carefully, and try and hunt out this artillery. The way these guys have been playing, you can almost guarantee that they're not just going to be sitting camping in A1 or A2. They're going to be moving around the map. They're going to be mobile. And be trying to outsmart you, and you have to outsmart them. Makes a move to the centre, using the bush as cover. Finds one of the SU-14-2s. He hasn't been spotted. But Hawks playing it very, very smart. Just waiting until the SU-14-2 was further in the open. So he didn't really have anywhere to fall back to. Very unfortunate that one didn't quite go through his armour. Got to play it carefully now, though, because you just know that the other tanks are going to be looking at this area. Now we see the artillery shell landing in his last known position. Obviously faded back away now. Dropping back towards his own base. He's going to cut left into the village. It would be my guess that none of the artillery is coming this way. That they were going to be going through the centre and through that left-hand side. Although, to be honest, with the enemy team winning the village so early on in the match, you could foresee at least one artillery piece moving into this area for safety. Finds the SU-14-2 again. He knows he's been spotted, but it's not going to matter. He takes 1 hit, tries to back off behind the hill, still got a little bit of himself visible. Obviously didn't realise that, and he gets taken out now for kill number 4. Spots the other SU-1-2. He's up on the hillside there, has his shot and misses. Not even close enough for splash damage. He tries to reposition. Don't know why he didn't decide to start falling back as he gets taken out. And we heard the GW Tiger shell land as well. And that just leaves the GW Tiger and Hawks in the RU-251 to face off against each other. Hawks decided to come through the centre of the map. Going to cut left and see if the GW Tiger was up on the left hand side of the map. So that's where the SU-14-2 was. You can imagine them travelling in pairs for safety. But it looks like he hasn't found him just yet. Could he still be camping in his original location? Not on the left hand side there. Going to check the other common artillery spot. And there he is. He's facing in the wrong direction as well. Assumed that Hawks was going to be coming from the village. Gets a great shot with high explosive ammunition there. GW Tiger doesn't have the traverse speed or the accuracy. And that is GG and the victory. So absolutely awesome game played there by Hawks 1997 in his RU-251. Scoring almost 5,000 points of damage, 6 kills, and a well-deserved Top Gun medal. So awesome replay from you. Thank you very much for sending that one in. Don't forget, guys, if you've got yourself a great replay, please send that in to replay@screenreality.com. Link for that is in the description. Just attach the replay file itself or the link to the What Replay website to the email, and I can check that one out for you. And don't forget, if you enjoyed this video, you found it useful, informative, you learned something, or you just enjoyed it, think about hitting that subscribe button, because there's a lot more World of Tanks content on this channel. I've been Maxwell, it's been a World of Tanks replay, and I will catch you guys next time.